All right, let's get into it. We're about to go on this incredible philosophical journey, one that traces this huge shift in how we as modern people find meaning. It's a story that takes us from a world of absolute given truth to one of radical and sometimes, kind of terrifying freedom.
And our story kicks off with probably one of the most misunderstood and explosive statements in all of philosophy. But let's be super clear here. Friedrich Nietzsche wasn't talking about theology. He was making a profound cultural observation. He was essentially the town crier announcing that the very foundation of Western values was beginning to crack and crumble.
You can think of this as the opening scene in our modern story. It's that inciting incident, the moment that single external source of truth and morality that had guided Western society for centuries, well, it started to lose its grip.
So what did Nietzsche really mean? He saw that the era of a single, divine, universal moral compass that everybody followed was coming to an end. The idea that there was a set of absolute rules handed down from on high was losing its power over people's hearts and minds.
And he was worried. He foresaw this huge crisis of meaning. If you take away that ultimate purpose, those divine rules, what stops us from just drifting into nihilism, believing in nothing? What's supposed to fill that massive void left behind?
But here's the brilliant twist. Nietzsche didn't just see disaster. He saw a profound, incredible challenge. If meaning no longer comes from above, then it has to come from us. The responsibility now falls squarely on humanity's shoulders to create its own values, its own meaning.
So in the wake of this death of God, thinkers scrambled to find a new universal system to replace the old one. And this scramble basically led them down two very different roads.
You kind of have two major camps pop up, trying to build a new foundation. On one side, you've got Immanuel Kant. He argued that we don't need God to have morals. We can figure out universal laws just by using pure reason. But on the other side, you've got Karl Marx, who said, forget all that. History isn't about ideas. It's about the cold, hard, material struggle for power and money.
But these big, grand, one-size-fits-all systems didn't really satisfy everyone. So the search for meaning took this dramatic turn inward. The focus shifted away from society as a whole and zoomed in on the individual.
Enter Søren Kierkegaard. He just completely rejected the whole idea of an abstract universal truth. For him, the most important truths in life, the ones that really matter, can't be found in some logical system. They can only be found through your own personal, subjective, messy experience. Kierkegaard said that real belief isn't about having proof. It's about what you do when all the proof runs out. It's that intensely personal, totally irrational commitment you make in the face of complete uncertainty. It's a leap into the unknown, because you choose to. And then, building on this, Jean-Paul Sartre comes along and cranks the volume up to 11. He argues that we are radically free. What does that mean? It means there's no divine plan, no destiny, no fixed human nature to tell us what to do. We are just thrown into existence, and we are 100% responsible for every single choice we make. This little phrase is the heart and soul of his philosophy. Think about it like this. A knife is designed with a purpose, its essence, before it even exists. Sartre says we are the opposite. We just exist first. We're born, and only then, through our actions, through our choices, do we define our own essence and create who we are. There's no pre-written script. And Sartre had a name for it when we try to wiggle out of this immense freedom. He called it bad faith. It's when we deceive ourselves, pretending we don't have a choice. It's when we say things like, oh, I have to do this, it's my job, or that's just the way I am. Sartre would say, no, you are just avoiding the massive, terrifying weight of your own freedom. Okay, so this brings us to a really powerful and I think maybe even liberating conclusion from another giant of existentialist thought, Albert Camus. Camus really put his finger on this core human problem. We are these meaning-seeking creatures, right? We're desperate for purpose, but we live in a universe that offers absolutely none. We're shouting our questions into the void, and all we get back is silence. And this huge, unresolvable clash, that is what he called the absurd. And his perfect metaphor for this whole situation was the ancient Greek myth of Sisyphus. This poor guy was condemned by the gods to an eternally pointless task. He represents all of us. We strive, we build, we seek purpose, only to have it all reset to zero in the end. So what are we supposed to do? Just give up? Despair? Absolutely not. This is Camus' stunning conclusion. We have to revolt against it. We find meaning not by getting an answer from the universe, but in the defiant struggle itself. By fully seeing the pointlessness of his task and choosing to push that boulder with passion anyway, Sisyphus becomes free. He finds happiness in the struggle.
So for Camus, true freedom isn't about finding a secret purpose. It's the courage to look the meaninglessness of it all right in the face and then choose to live a full and passionate life anyway. Meaning is something we create in our rebellion against that cosmic silence.
So wow, after this whole journey, from a world of given truths to a world of radical freedom and self-created meaning, what does this all mean for us? Right here, right now.
Ultimately, the challenge passed down from Nietzsche and Sartre and Camus is now ours. It's yours. If there's no pre-written script for your life, that means you are the author. So the real question isn't, what is the meaning of life? The question is, what meaning will you give to your life?